Okay guys, I'm so happy to be with you today. We're going to try doing this. I'm a little nervous and working through some nerves here, but I'm going to get better as we go. You do not have to follow along with these tutorials if you want to work in your packet on your own, and you can do that. If you want to read the book on your own, you can do that, but we are going to post videos that will go through the packet with you, and the read aloud of the book and the book. So however you want to go about tackling this is fine with us. But before you email or ask questions, make sure you watch the video tutorials because we're going to try to go through everything. Now we're going to do a quick recap of The Tiger Rising, chapters 1 through 8. We have two main characters, Rob and Sistine. They strike up a really crazy friendship. They're both kind of lonely and they're in a new place. And then we have the three Monger boys who have done a lot of bullying so far. We've learned a little bit about emotions and how getting those emotions out can help people. So that's kind of what we talked about in chapters 1 through 8. So we're going to pick straight up with chapters 9 and 10. I want you to look at your packet. In this section, Willie Mae, the housekeeper, encourages Rob to return to school. Can you predict what the main reason Willie Mae offers for continuing his education? Now, if you've already listened to that, you kind of already know, but that's okay. You can just write down why she tells him that he shouldn't quit school. Moving on to number 1. Why didn't Rob ever make a wish on his own personal shooting star? Number 2, give an example of an exaggeration from the first half of chapter 9. I want to guide you through this one a little bit. Let's look at page 32, or I'm going to open it up and read it if you don't want to look at it. And I'm going to offer a hyperbole, which is a big exaggeration. If, talking about the rain, if it don't stop soon, the whole state ain't going to be nothing but one big swamp. Now, we know that a state can't turn into a swamp, so that's a huge exaggeration. Moving on to number 3, Rob's hair was described as cobwebby blonde. What do you think was meant by the adjective cobwebby? So you're using your imagery on this one. What do you imagine, or what do you think that might look like? Number 4, why did Rob's dad stop singing halfway through the song Mining for Gold? Number 5, what famous baseball player had a name very similar to the housekeeper in chapter 10, which is Willie Mae? So you might have to have help on that one, or you might have to ask Mom and Dad to help you look that up. Number 6, what incentive did Willie Mae offer Rob for staying in school? Number 7, what did Willie Mae suggest was the reason for the problem with the rash on his legs? And do you agree? Okay, now moving on to chapters 11 and 12, it says making new friends can be a risky business. What might be one pitfall in developing a friendship with another person? So, like, I'm thinking about when you're friends, you know, you kind of share everything, and a pitfall might be, you know, you don't know how people's going to react to things that you've been through or emotions that you might have. So just think a little bit and try to journal a little bit with that today. We're going to move on to the questions. What disease did Norton suggest Rob had? Number 2, why do you think when Rob was speaking with Sistine, he was so determined to keep his words inside himself where they belonged? Number 3, why do you think something inside Rob opened up when he saw Sistine's small peached face, bleeding knuckles, and dark eyes? And that's an opinion. And a lot of these I want you just to kind of think about. If you can't really put into words and you can't answer it, just leave it blank and move on, but I want you to really try. Number 4, describe Sistine's reaction to seeing Rob's sculptures for the first time. 5, what does the fact that when Rob is embarrassed, he has to calm down the rash on his legs suggest about his illness? Now, I told a little story in my classroom about my nephew has this red spot on his face, and it's like a birthmark. But you don't see it unless he gets mad or angry, or he cries or gets upset, and then that red mark just comes straight on out. And this is kind of what we're seeing here. He's embarrassed, and that rash is just flaming on his legs. What does that tell us about this illness? Do we know if it's contagious? Do we know if it's a real illness? Or is this just something that's going on with Rob? Number 6, why do you think Rob would never wish for a friend? Okay, and I think that's the end of chapters 11 and 12. So I will see you again soon.